Hey everyone, this is Michelle Alexandria here with a reaction video to the 100 Season 4. I originally saw this video a couple of weeks ago, and when I first saw it, it drove me crazy. My history with the 100 is a little bit spotty, so I feel like I need to explain it to you before I go into this rant for my reaction to the trailer. I actually have interviewed the cast of the 100 on numerous occasions. I interviewed them before the show came out, and then several people from the EM family have interviewed them over the years. We talked to them at New York Comic Con, WonderCon, Comic Con, and I actually never watched the show. I started watching the show over a year ago. I discovered it on Netflix, as a lot of people do, and I fell in love with it. I binge watched the first season in the first weekend, and I was so hooked that I actually went out and purchased season 2 on iTunes because I had to watch it. I had to watch season 2 right away, and it wasn't available on Netflix at the time, so I actually paid for season 2. So I was so ready for season 3. I was excited. I was pumped. I was into it. And again, I know the cast. I won't say fairly well, but I have met the cast on numerous occasions. So I was really looking forward to season 3 to come up. And season 3 started off okay. I liked the first 2 episodes. I think Shawn Mendes kind of ruined the first episode. It's just so off kilter and out of place. And I don't want to get into a review of season 3, but needless to say, I loathed it. I loathed it so much that for the first time in my life, I rage quit a show. I mean, and it wasn't the classic stuff that was the final straw for me. Hackademia, they basically J-Rock basically turned every character into an unlikable, xenophobic asshole. And I hated them all. I even hated Clark, and Clark was one of my favorite characters. I actually thought Clark and Lessa shouldn't be together because they turned Lessa into some lovesick puppy who didn't have a mind of her own, and it drove me nuts. And then the whole Allie stuff just took over the rest of the season, and I bailed. I think around episode 10 is when I finally bailed. And then I pretty much just watched the last 5 minutes, the last 5 episodes, and it drove me crazy. Plus, I think the fan community for the 100 is a terrible fan community. It just is. So for all of those reasons, I hated season 3. And I had promised myself I wouldn't watch season 4, but I can't help myself. It's the 100, and I really wanted to give it a try. I wanted to give it a try. The funny thing is I actually got a chance to talk to the cast at Comic-Con this year, and I was the angry fangirl at the table. I pretty much dominated all our round tables, and when J-Roth came in, you have to watch the video. I'm a complete ass. And it's funny because when J-Roth got up, you don't see this on the video, when J-Roth gets up from the table and Eliza comes in, he looks at me, he looks at her, looks at me, and he says, "Watch out for her, she's really tough." And I was like, score, man, that is awesome. And then after that, I actually I took a picture with Eliza in the conference room, and I swear the PR people yelled at me for like 4 minutes over that. And I'm like, leave me alone. Chances of you ever talking to me again is remote, so I'm going for it. And afterwards, in the hallway, I talked to the guy who plays Monty. I don't know. I'm terrible for a TV critic. I'm terrible at actor names. But I talked to the guy who played Monty for about 10 minutes in the hallway, and we had a grand old time. He's awesome. And it was funny because at the Warner Brothers party that night that I was not invited to. I'm never invited to the Warner Brothers TV party. And they let me do everything, but they won't invite me to this SDCC party. I was so disappointed. But apparently, J-Roth went up to someone who was sitting at my table, and he talked about me. So that was memorable. And it's kind of funny because everyone in that cast, for some reason, remembered me from like 2 or 3 years ago when I first interviewed them. So I guess I'll leave an impression. But anyway, So let's get started with the. So my criticism for the show comes from a place of love, and the fact that I feel like I still got to support it because they've been so supportive of me over the years, and it's hard to quit someone who loves you. But I may have to quit. I already quit, but I can't quit caring. That's the thing that drives me nuts. So anyway, here it is, the season 4 trailer and some of my reactions. I'm going to try to do this and pause it every 15, 20 seconds, so hopefully YouTube won't block this. So let's give it a shot. And none of these reactions are actually my first reaction, because my first reaction was to scream at the TV, and if I was Elvis Presley and I had a gun, I would shoot this TV, but it's a $4,000 OLED, so that ain't happening anytime soon. So, but if I was Elvis, I could afford like 10 OLED TVs. So anyway, let's go. Oh, well, hold on. I'm going to try this again. Let's try this one more time. Here we go.
Is coming. The nuclear power plants that weren't destroyed by the bombs have begun to melt down. 96% of the Earth's surface will be uninhabitable.
I love this opening shot.
There will be no drinkable water. Precancerous lesions will form.
Look at that. Who is that?
Death is inevitable.
I'm sure the Sky Crew are responsible for those
We
deaths.
can save the human race together. You don't ease pain.
Trigger warning. Allie.
You overcome it. Run!
So, before we get into this section of the trailer, let me talk about that opening shot. One thing I've always loved about the 100 is how stunning and beautiful the show looks. I mean, for a WB show, and actually CW always has gorgeous looking shows, so I'm not even going to throw that carrot out there. But the opening sequence is stunning. My only question is that necessary? Do we really need a recap of all the horror show that was season 3? Most people who are excited to see this trailer already know what happened in season 3, so I don't think we need to see a recap in the first few seconds of the season 4 trailer. Maybe that should come later, or not at all, really. But yeah, J. Roth knows how to direct an episode. I mean, I love those opening shots, beautiful shots. Now once again we have the Sky Crew and their damn guns trying to shoot someone, and someone has some infrared technology here.
I know you're afraid. I know you're angry. But if we stick together, we won't just survive. We'll thrive.
You're the one.
Ooh, we got Ron. I love Ron.
It's all for my people.
It is. We have to focus on riding out the radiation, finding someplace safe.
Okay, so this is the first part that triggers me with this stupid trailer. Just one. Now we have Monty yelling at Clark. Come on. How often do we need every one of the Sky Crew has had to go at Clark. Those ungrateful little, you know what, beg her to save their sorry butts every time and every single time. Instead of just saying, hey Clark, thanks for saving us, showing some gratitude is always, let's yell at Clark. That's the default mode. Let's yell at Clark and let's turn Clark into some freaking, I'm trying hard not to use profanity, but let's turn Clark into some freaking martyr. And she lets them do it every time. It drives me up the wall. It's like, how many times does she have to save them? How many times are they going to beg her to save them? And how many times are they going to yell at her after she saves them? I would have left those people behind a long time ago. Not to mention the fact, it's driving me nuts. And now Monty is blaming Clark. And his telling Clark that everything she does is he's tired of her using her people as an excuse for his actions. Well, yes! Her people are the excuse for everything she does. I mean, they're the ones who F things up, and she's the one who has to clean up their mess. So yes, every vile thing Clark does is for her damn people. And for Monty to throw that in her face wants me to shoot the TV. So anyway, let's go to this next segment. We have some grounders. Looks like they're invading Arcadia.
Take today, I'm not sacrificing any more lives.
Fucking stuff like this reality.
Decisions faith just whittle you down piece by piece.
The next person who touches this man!
We can't kill our own people and trying to save them. Justice and vengeance are not the same thing.
To me, they are.
They're calling her a sky rip-off.
Okay. Tavia pisses me off in this clip because vengeance and justice aren't the same thing, and I'm tired of the show equating the two and then trying to distinguish the two without actually distinguishing between vengeance and justice. Just saying that blood must have blood was never about vengeance. Blood was about justice. It was about grounders getting justice for people being murdered by the Sky Crew. Yet somehow they're the bad guys. They're the savages. When I'm not even going to go into my whole thing about the arc. Maybe I'll do an entire 10-minute rant about the show. But still, why does Octavia get vengeance? And why is Octavia taking out her pain on fucking grounders? They didn't do any. They didn't kill Lincoln. They didn't do anything to her. It was her fucking brother who was directly responsible for Lincoln's death. It wasn't the grounders, so why the hell is she taking her anger out on grounders and killing grounders and not her fucking brother and not people at Arcadia? This entire trailer and her entire story arc in this trailer makes zero fucking sense. It just doesn't.
I'm so proud. I can help you do what your mother never could. What Antari never could.
Roll everything.
Maybe you're forgetting the last time you saved us. I was saving you!
I'm not forgetting.
That would give us something to fight for.
Okay, what the fuck is this? Why? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for using profanity. I promised myself I wouldn't be another one of those YouTubers who just resort to using profanity for shock value. But god damn it, this trailer is pissing me off. I thought it wouldn't trigger me 3 weeks later, but it actually is. First of all, this entire sequence is just crap. Why is Murphy now taking a go at Clark? That's the default mode of every single archer. Let's yell at Clark. Let's make Clark a martyr so that Bellamy could swoop in and comfort her. Fucking Bellamy. God, this is pissing me off. I'm sorry, it just is. And I could do an hour on just how much I loathe Bellamy.
I feel like they have a say.
And then we had Jaha. Why the fuck isn't Jaha dead? Oh wait, he's an archer. Arcadians can do whatever the fuck they want to anyone on the ground, and they never have to pay any kind of retribution. Never, not once. Name me one Arcadian who actually suffered for what they did and suffered from the grounders' hands, not from one of their own. Name me one, just one person. You can comment and you can leave a comment below.
We'll find a way out of it.
Every time we think that something bad happened, don't you want us to survive?
Nah, I don't want us to survive. I want us to live.
You still have hope.
You're still breathing.
How the hell is Jasper still alive? Ooh, look at that. That's right you have.
Survive.
I hope that's not a dream. I hope she and everyone else dies.
February 1st on the CW.
Okay, so there you go. That's the 100 season 4 episode 1 season 4 trailer. Brand new. Let me know what you guys think. I know I was a little harsh, but the show just drives me nuts. And I really want to love it again. I don't love much, actually I do. But my passions, they burn bright and they flame out just as they burn bright and quickly, and then they flame out just as quickly. And I hate the fact that I still care, but I do. And I don't know, part of me, now that I want to build up my YouTube channel, part of me wants to do weekly recaps of the show in season 4, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't want to post a lot of negative stuff on my channel. I'm kind of over the whole negativity thing on social media, and I just want to like stuff. I want to only deal with stuff that I love. But I do love the cast, and that's the problem with being a reporter. You get to know the cast, you get to talk to them, hang out, and you want them to succeed, and you want the shows to be good. But when they just go off the rails as quickly and as radically as this one did, it's just hard. It's hard. So anyway, that's my reaction. Check out our interviews with the cast. I'm actually going to be posting all my Comic-Con coverage, I promise, in the next couple of days. And I know it's a year late, but I suck, and I'm trying to be better about that next year. I mean, I had 50 or 100 interviews from last year. I got to transcribe everything from the cast of the 100 to Gotham to Mr. Robot to Kevin Costner to Jane the Virgin to just an insane number of interviews that I never got around to posting last year. So I'm going to be building up this channel pretty quickly over the next couple of months. So subscribe and like. So please subscribe and like the channel. I don't care if you comment. If you comment, please keep it clean and not negative like this video, but try to keep it clean. Or you'll be banned. I'm trying to do something different, and I want to have a safe haven where I can come and read kind of positive comments, which is hard to do for a critic, but I only want positivity in 2017. And which is ironic since I just finished ragging on this video. But anyway, bye. Check you later. Bye.